Balake. Where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Aaron.
Aaron is back. Welcome back, everybody, for more SPTV, where every day's a great day not to be in jail. All right, guys, what are we talking about? Man, we are talking about the Liz Gale problem. We are talking about the Liz Gale problem. Liz Gale has been diagnosed with a serious case of the norovirus. It's been a chronic infection. It's metastasized, and it's gotten downright gangrenous, if that's a word. Okay, so what's happening here? What's happening? Guys, I was going to get back to business as usual. After yesterday, but then I decided that Liz Gale chose to make her own personal reality TV show out of the relationship drama and the breakup between me and Jenna Miscavige. And I was actually shocked to see this. I was really, really surprised to see this, mostly because of the glass house that Liz Gale lives in. Now, there's a saying, I grew up in a cult, but even I know the saying, those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Liz, I don't know what's gotten into you. I was also actually shocked to see Liz wade into this, because Liz knows that Jenna Miscavige hates Liz's guts. Okay. Now, Jenna Miscavige hates a lot of people, but none more than Liz Gale, for a number of reasons, not the least of which is how Liz, who's someone that was supposed to be Jenna's friend, publicly pretends to be Jenna's friend, intentionally set out to sabotage Jenna Miscavige's success on TikTok. Once Jenna failed to shout out Liz Gale in Jenna's own TikToks. And guys, this has been documented. This happened when Liz was still one of Marilyn Honig's moderators. Okay. Now, what happened is Jenna Miscavige created a TikTok account, and she got on TikTok, and it was blowing up like crazy. Got hundreds, millions of views right out of the gate, hundreds of thousands of followers, subscribers right out of the gate. And in almost every one of Jenna's early videos, in every one of Jenna's videos, she would tag me, Jessica Palmadessa, and Streets LA. But in one of her early TikToks, she actually verbally in the video shouted out and promoted the TikTok channels of me, Jessica Palmadessa, and Streets LA. Now, she never ever tagged or shouted out Liz Gale. Oh, did Liz Gale not get the clout she was hoping for from Jenna Miscavige? Oh, I'm so sorry, Liz. Did that hurt your feelings? Okay, so once Jenna failed to promote Liz Gale on TikTok, Liz Gale went on the warpath. And she jumped in to one of Marilyn Honig's live streams, undoubtedly drunk out of her mind on wine, because that's usually when she's throwing her temper tantrums on the internet. And in a stream where Marilyn was talking about how wonderful it was that Jenna was having this success on TikTok, Liz Gale, as one of her moderators, jumped into the live chat and said, you know, the TikTok community isn't really up to speed on all of the SPTV scandals over the last year. And once they find out about it, I'm not really sure how well it's going to go for Jenna. She literally said that. Okay, what happened 2 days later? One of Liz Gale's best friends, Cassie Marie, who has a TikTok channel called No Culty Vibes, started doing videos attacking me, dredging up all of the SPTV scandals surrounding Aaron Smith-Levin. And how did Cassie choose to promote these videos? By using Jenna Miscavige in the titles and the thumbnails, talking about Jenna Miscavige's success and Jenna Miscavige's success. But unfortunately, this is literally what Cassie said, but unfortunately, in all of Jenna's videos, she's tagging her boyfriend, Aaron Smith-Levin. And that's very problematic. So we're going to have to talk about that. Imagine these two women who are pretending to support Jenna Miscavige using her success to just muddy up and create drama and conflict and division and try to sabotage Jenna's success on TikTok. That was one thing. Now, you might go, well, there's one other. Well, we're going to cover a few things here, but this is not going to be a long video. When I went to jail on November 13th, I think it was, Liz Gale did a very holier than thou patronizing video of, this is what I was afraid of. This is what I've been warning everybody about. This is why I stepped away from the community. That was all a lie. That was all a lie. Liz Gale, what Jenna and I knew at that time, and what Liz Gale then came clean to Jenna about, confessed to Jenna later. The reason Liz Gale stepped away from the community, which did she ever step away? No, she just did one of these dramatic, I'm quitting YouTube, I'm having an emotional meltdown, I'm renaming and I'm rebranding my channel, just like what the patient zero of the norovirus does every 6 months. Whatever Liz Gale calls having stepped away from the community, she did because she didn't get an invite to my birthday party in Clearwater in September. I'm not kidding. Guys, why would I invite Liz Gale to my birthday party? The only reason she came to the birthday party the year before is because someone else paid for her travel expenses. She stayed with me as a guest in my home, and she was on the board of the SPTV Foundation. So she was a friend, an ally, someone who was, being a supporter and a contributor in the greater SPTV YouTube movement. And over the last year, Liz Gale has been nothing but a divisive, shit-throwing drama queen. And she's no friend of mine. She's been no friend of mine. Do you know how I know Liz Gale is no friend of mine? Because whenever she texts me, she starts the text by saying, I know we're not really friends, but. And I would always show her text to Jenna. And I'd be like, why does she do this? Do you know why we're not friends? Because she begins all of her text messages that way. That's literally why we're not friends. If she wasn't constantly telling me we weren't friends, I wouldn't know. Okay. She didn't get shouted out by Jenna Miscavige on TikTok, and she didn't get an invite to the birthday parties in Clearwater. So she had an emotional meltdown because all Liz Gale cares about is clout. All Liz Gale cares about is clout. Liz Gale has declared that her number one goal is to be the star of a reality TV show. And I don't mean how to turn YouTube into a reality TV show. I mean, really a real reality TV show. Now, little does Liz Gale know that there were a number of producers actually talking to me and Jenna about doing a reality show based on ex-cult members trying to form, meaningful, healthy relationships with people or each other after having left a cult that they spent most of their lives in. And, given how rocky and sometimes public the problems in the relationship, my and Jenna's relationship had been, Jenna and I both thought that would actually be a really fun and interesting TV show and would actually be genuinely helpful for people, ex-Scientologists and other ex-cult members, because one of the things is, there's guys, it's very messy. It's very, very messy. And it's okay for it to be messy. That's what you should expect. The false thing would be to expect for things to be anything other than messy. And so Jenna and I both thought we were both on board for this reality TV show. Obviously, that's not going to happen now. But here's the real reason. Guys, those were just the appetizers. Are you ready for the main event? Are you ready for the main course? You ready for the entree? The main reason I cannot believe Liz Gale is stupid enough to wade into the personal issues of me and Jenna Miscavige and make content about it on the internet and criticize and patronize and moralize is that Liz Gale's husband runs around in their little town in Oregon and cheats on her over and over and over again with pretty much any woman that he can find to cheat on her with. And Liz Gale has been constantly publicly humiliated in her community, in the Facebook groups that exist in her community. One of these women, at least one of these women, recently accused Liz Gale's husband of rape. And her husband had to go down to and I think it was said, that the woman had accused him of rape. It was questionable whether she had actually gone to the police or not. Liz even had to go accompany her husband down to the police station to find out if a police report had actually been filed or not. To the best of my recollection, I think they found no evidence of the report actually having been filed. Liz Gale, God damn, that house you live in is made of so much glass. How dare you try to turn my and Jenna's personal lives into your own source of entertainment and monetization. And you're acting like, oh, I'm Team Jenna. I'm Team Jenna. Oh, I'm sure you are. Jenna hates your fucking guts, and you know it. It's actually incredibly manipulative for you to try to come out and try to be the white knight for someone who you personally tried to sabotage and undermine out of nothing but petty, jealous spite, because you're a clout chasing pick me girl. You're a 40-something-year-old woman stuck in a 13-year-old girl's mindset. And there's nothing you will not do to just dredge up drama. And you know what? That might work if you were a fucking saint, but you're not. I remember a video she did recently talking about how horrible it was that, what did she try to do? She tried to say something about how she was at least trying, she was denigrating me in some way. She was denigrating me in some way in relation to my kids, my daughters, and maybe the example that I'm setting for my daughters in my life or whatever. And she's like, I'm raising my kids to at least not be an asshole. Oh, I think she was talking about how she thinks I'm an asshole when I protest. And it's like, you're going to denigrate me by talking and try to compare me and how I protest Scientology to the example you're setting for your 3 sons that you're raising, when your fucking husband is out there cheating with every woman he can find in your tiny little community and making a fool and an embarrassment out of you. What kind of example is your husband setting for your sons, Liz? What kind of example is your husband setting for your sons, Liz? So go ahead, Liz. Continue to make internet content about my personal life, and then you can apologize to your husband for why I will make content about your guys' personal life. Okay? Because that's how this works. If you can give it, then I'm assuming you can take it, right, Liz? I'm assuming you can take it. So just send this video to your husband and say, look at this horrible monster talking about our personal business on the internet. And hopefully he will say, well, why is this guy talking about me and our relationship? I hope you're honest enough to him to say, maybe it's because I keep talking about him and his relationship, even though he used to be my friend. I used to pretend that he was my friend. And then his ex-girlfriend used to be my friend. And I used to pretend like she was my best friend. And I thought she was my best friend. But then I got involved in their relationship. It's my fault. I hope you just tell your husband, I'm sorry, it's my fault. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I'll stop. Because if you stop, I'll stop, Liz. I can do this shit all day long, and you know it. So my business, as usual, is talking about Scientology. I'm going to do that 99.9% of the time, but I'll make time for you, Liz. I'll make time for you and your husband. I'll do it. I'll do it. I've got a lot of time in the day. I'm out of jail. I'm not in a relationship anymore. I got all the time in the fucking world, Liz. So you want to party? Let's party. Give my best to your husband. All right, let's look at some starred comments and we'll wrap this one up. Okay, Sierra Wins, thank you for talking about this. She has been bothering me. AFC Liverbird, did you find out who was in your driveway last night? That's only if you want to share. It was Cheryl. It was feral Cheryl. As soon as Cheryl heard me say on the live stream that the police were knocking on my door. She jumped right in her car. She drove right over here to make sure there wasn't a situation with the police and to make sure no one else was going to come over uninvited. And she and some other people came over to make sure everything was fine. So that is all fine. For anyone following up on the video from yesterday, I've had no communication with the police. I've had no contact with the police. I've actually had no verification that an official police report has even been filed. I've been in touch with my lawyer. It's all, I have no other information. So that's what it is. Thank you for that. Jojo, I like sarcastic, Aaron. Thank you. Lady Pamela, Liz doesn't seem to be the same person she used to be. Yeah, that's because she did a really good job for a long time pretending to be a good person. But she's not really a good person. Okay, Gen X girl. Wow. Jealousy looks bad on them. Julia O'Connell, Liz Gale needs to mind her own business. Yes. Val, I'm kind of relieved to see your eyes are wide open, Aaron. Thank you very much. Maggravated. I like that. Why would she want that? Is she a glutton for punishment? Yeah. Tampa, Florida, beast for life. Tea is all coming out. Wait. Tea is all coming out. This is like watching a TV show. Yes. Well, I want to give Liz what she wants. She wants to be a star of a reality show. I'll make her one. Julia says the whole situation has been sad to see. The whole thing is very messy. Was Liz on Leah's TV show? Yep, Liz was on Leah's TV show. But see, there's reality TV and then there's an informational series, and they're really not the same. The Kardashians, that's reality TV. Scientology in the Aftermath, that's an informational series. She wants to be the star of a reality show. She wants to be the center. She wants to be the drama queen. You guys know what I mean. Okay. Cricket says, OMG, I had forgotten all about Liz. I did not even know she was still around. That's because she's taken her racket mostly to TikTok. She doesn't really post to YouTube that much, but yeah. Tribal Chief Lover says, who's Liz Gale? Exactly. And the fact that most people will ask that question is why Jenna has always encouraged me to please don't bother doing a video about Liz because it gives her exactly what she wants. But guys, I'm all out of fucks to give. I ran all out of fucks to give yesterday. I got no more fucks to give left. So, Liz gets to catch it today. All right, Liz, hope you like that. Say hello to your husband for me. Talk to you guys later.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe